But I would like to say welcome, welcome to my live, and this is the second one with consistency because I did do one last Wednesday, and here I am today doing another one. So feel free to chat and to say hello and tell me where you're tuning in from. We thank you so much for tuning in to my live session. In my live session today, I want to share who I am. After I share who I am, I want to tell you my what my purpose is today in life and why I'm doing this and what I'm a part of. Okay. So today, my name is Marilyn. It's always Marilyn Parker, even if it is today. And yeah, it never changes, of course not. But I'm Marilyn Parker, and I'm a retired educator. I was I was working all the way through to 2020 when we had to stop due to the COVID experience that we all had. And so after that, I went back, but I had to learn even then when I was still teaching and all that, I had to learn what to do to stay in contact with students online. And so there began my challenge with online anything. So as I was doing these different things, I decided that it was time. I had retired in 2011. But then I went back to some a little bit just to help my income because there are lots of things that I wanted to do after retiring. And I realized, oh no, you can't do those things. So you need more money. So I decided, okay, well, I can still receive my retirement, but go back and do something part time. So that's what I did. I went back and did work part time, but because I was so known in the district, I began to get requests, requests to come and sub. And then I got a request from the school I retired from to come back to do a part-time position as an ISP teacher. So I did. I went back and did that. And so I was working as an ISP teacher on part-time. After my full-time, I went to part-time. And that's when COVID hit. So when COVID hit, I decided, oh, I'll just tutor my niece and nephew. They needed to be tutored because they were due to get ready to start school and be a part of school and all of that. And that it just wasn't feasible to go to public school. So I did that for a while. In the meantime, I had a son here who lived with us. He had finished school, he had went worked in the world and decided he didn't want to work in the world anymore. He wanted to work for himself. So right at the COVID time, he was working here and developing what he wanted to do as an entrepreneur. And he did really well with what he was doing. He became a part of a community, and then he had a small group of people who he was working with, and they decided on what their plans were, and everything was going well. But all of a sudden, and this is in 2022, so it was after the COVID scare and all that, but he got sick. And he got sick, it was like something about his pancreas was a problem. So it wasn't anything to do with COVID or anything like that. But what happened was we had to take him to the emergency room. And then in the emergency room, they kept him. And then they put him in a room. And so we went back and forth to visit him just in those few days. But on his fifth day of being there, he ended up with a blood clot. And with the blood clot, it took him right away. And we didn't have him. We lost our son, and he was such a wonderful son. He was such a great entrepreneur, a great person. He loved the Lord, all of these things. He was active at church, everything. So what happened was I thought about it and thought about, oh my goodness, we need to do something to remember him. Because he had four other brothers, and they were all wrapped up into things that he was doing their own thing, but they still listened to him and talked with him about what he was doing. And he just did a lot. And so I worked and worked since 2022 to find something that I could do to recognize him as who he was. So what happened was, over time, I received an email from someone who was in multi-level marketing telling me about the Digital Growth Program. And as I read all about it and looked at the testimonials from people and all of that, I said, oh my goodness, this is it. This is perfect. It's working online. He was perfect for technology. He knew all about technology. I said, he would love this. It was helping people. And he had settled on his job. What he was doing as an entrepreneur was funding other startups because he was a startup and he could tell and learn how difficult it was. So that's what he was doing. He was starting to be a funder for startups. And as a result of that, things were rolling and working, and he had papers to sign. But the day he was supposed to sign those papers, he was in the hospital. And they were calling here and all of that. And right after we lost him, the call came through, and I had to pass on that news about our son. So, and he was only 43. He was 43 years old. That's it. And so I discovered, I said, oh, this is perfect for him. He would have loved this, helping others and working with the digital growth community the way that he would work with things, that would be perfect. So I decided to become a digital marketer and to do it for a legacy in his name for the family and all of that. And so when I passed this information along to the family, they were very, very excited about it. And so here I am as a digital marketer. And they give me pointers and all of that. And I listen to everything. Everything is so here in the digital marketing situation with the digital growth community. When I say community, I mean community. There are thousands of people worldwide who are a part of this, and there are people online, and you just talk to them. And if you have concerns or need help, just reach out to them, and they will help you. This is what happens in the digital growth community. And so I wanted to get on here and be live and give you information about me and about what I'm doing and what I've learned. I have so much to share. So I said, okay, since I have so much to share, let's get busy. And so I said, I will do live. I'm a little nervous about it because I never have everything in order. So I do have some paperwork here that I use. We have what we call Chat GPT, and ChatGPT can help. And so I said, okay, well, I need to talk to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will help me to decide on how to present information that I have. So the first thing I did was to write down the kind of information that I wanted to be sharing with you guys online so that you can get to know me and all of that. So I um, the first thing I wanted to let you know it is that again, you are welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by. And I wanted to tell you I want to start with the 2 hour workday. So if you're there, if you want to say anything, just say hello and tell me your name and where you're from and all of that. And I'd love to talk back now, even though no one's here right now. This is going to be replayed and all of that. So I will be checking it to see if I have any questions or anything, any comments from people who have had an opportunity to look. And so the first thing I looked at, because I could say when I first started, and that was a year ago, when I first started, I was sort of like, okay, step by step is telling me to do things a little bit at a time, follow the directions. It's maybe like a paint by number kind of thing, but you do exactly if it says you paint all the 13s blue, then I'm not going to paint blue everywhere. I'm just going to only find the 13s and color them blue. Well, it's the same kind of a thing. You step into this and you follow. But there was so much there, and so much that I could see, and I had so many. Where do I start? Where do I start? So I finally found where it said start. I had to ask from the community, and they sort of helped a little bit about where I should start and all of that. So when I started, I learned how to read the things and to go step by step. But as I was going, I said, "Oh no, I have no tech skills. What am I going to do about that? Not to worry, the digital growth community has a technology section. And within this technology section, it's called Done for You. So you have a done for you portion, and you have webinars and you have Zoom meetings that you can attend to help you get where you need to go. So the done for you, I did have the done for you help me with getting started because I was like, oh no, what do I do? What do I do? And how do I start? And what do I click? And all of this. So I am here because I learned what to do as far as how to start. I'm here on YouTube because I was given the opportunity to learn about the different platforms. So I learned about the different platforms and thought about how they would work for me. I talked to my family too, and they said, "Oh, okay, well, don't do TikTok." And I'm thinking, don't do TikTok. Everybody's doing TikTok. What's wrong with TikTok? They said, don't do TikTok, do YouTube. And then as I was learning, I also learned that YouTube was long when I wasn't like just running to jump in and get it done and all of that. Takes you more time. So this is not an instant kind of thing for money coming to you. And that's going to tell you right now, that's what I thought. I thought, I sign up. And from what I'm hearing, people are just, money just, no, you don't get money just by signing up. If you have someone who you sign up with, the funds come when you do the work. And so you learn how to do the work. You listen to the presentations. They're called At one point, they were called modules. Modules guided you to start here, and you learn all about growth community and all of that. You learn what to do. So when it said start here, I said, oh, okay. So when I started there, I learned activities to do. Also learned the background of how how it came about and things like what reason people for being digital marketers, all that. So you learn a lot. At the same time, you can earn as you learn. So there are things called the digital, well, I don't know, they're called the 90-day sprints or the 30-day, and then there's even a 7-day to profit kind of thing. It's all a part of the digital growth community. So my biggest thing that I learned was that I needed a platform, a social media platform. And I had been off of Facebook for quite a while. So Facebook wasn't my first thing to go to, even though I tried to get it together. But because I was gone for so long, it wasn't as easy to do. So I said, okay, well, no Facebook. So then I did look at YouTube and learned about how to get onto YouTube and then learned about being live even here. So the first thing I need to do is talk to you about why the 2 hour workday works. So I want you to just 10 seconds what you think about a 2 hour workday instead of an 8 to 10 hour workday. Think about that would be helpful. Just 2 hours. Think about your life. Think about different things and just take a few breaths. I'd say about 10. Just count to yourself. And I'll sit here quietly just for 10 seconds. Okay. Okay. That was 10 seconds. And I'm going to talk to you about the 2 hour workday, why it works. It works because you have things that you do that are structured within those 2 hours. So as time went on, I needed to remember, oh, I'm under a certain time. So I have a timer. I don't see my timer right now, but I'll bring it. But for 30 minutes, 30 minutes, I'm going to write that down here. The first thing you do in your 2 hours, let's see, that's just 30 minutes right there. You are going to post ads. So I'm going to put post ads. So for 30 minutes, you post minutes, post ads. Okay. So when you post ads, you go to places such as Craigslist.org or Facebook Marketplace or classifiedads.com. There's oodle.com, usfreeads.com, offerup.com. And for those of you who are like live in a neighborhood that you may have people who have an email on that, it's called Nextdoor. And you can go on Nextdoor and talk a little bit about what you have too. And there are other things that you can do. What I've decided to do, because I've worked with posting ads and I've posted ads across the country, across the world, I've posted ads, but my ads didn't get anyone to step up and say, I want to learn about this. So I'm thinking, well, my ads didn't do what I wanted them to do, and I'll try them again later. So I've decided to go live. So instead of posting ads, I've decided to take some time to go live. And that's what I'm doing today. And I'm just taking the 30 minutes to go live. And right now I've used up 21 and 22 minutes already. But um, with the going live, here I am telling you about me and what I've learned and what I'd like to share with you. And I've developed a 30-day, it's like 30 days to glow and grow. That's what I've decided to call what I'm doing. So we're on day 7, and I have lots more days to go to try to grow and glow. Another thing I want to do with this few minutes is to really, really share what I've learned and all of that. So 30 minutes, I'll try to keep it to that and make sure I cover some things. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. That's another purpose I wanted to do, was to on my on my lives, I want to be able to get questions from you to be helpful to things that you want to do, or answer. Maybe I can answer your questions about what you're thinking, or giving you some help or guidance with what I've learned. It'll always be something I've learned through the training on the digital growth community. So that's my 30 minutes. So I have about 7 more to do for this. Okay, I've told you about posting ads. So for 30 more minutes, but before that, I'm going to take 1 hour. And when I do 1 hour, I will post videos. So post videos. I need to post 3 videos every day. So for 1 hour, I post videos. So that's what I like to do after I talk with you for the 30 minutes, that I will do videos, and my videos will relate to things that people need. I'm like a retired person. I'm like a retired educator. So my niche that I'm doing is seniors who are retired educators, or seniors in general who would like to earn and be able to travel, or to be able to do the renovations like I wanted to do, and to be able to just enjoy retirement. That's what I wanted to do. So I need to post 3 ads every day, and I'd like to get them posted by 8:45 in the mornings. So I would always be reaching out to you every day. Look for my ads, please. 3 ads every day, and it'll be on YouTube. So look for those and all that. So then the last 30 minutes, which will make us a 2-hour workday, the last 30 minutes, that's when, let's see if I can get it here. There we go. 30 more minutes is when you check your websites, check your comments, or go online to see if someone, or you can go on the community and leave a comment or something like that. But these are the things. But first, you check your site. Okay, comments in community. Okay, so you need to do that for the last 30 minutes. And these are the things that will get you paid because the community helps you to figure things out if you're sort of confused. You can also reach out to me, and then you can also learn just from what they say. And so this is the 2 hour workday. That's what it is. And you set a timer. You set it for 30 minutes, and you set it for 1 hour, and you set it for 30 more minutes. And I want to tell you that I have had challenging times with the 2 hour workday. My biggest challenge is getting those ads out there, posting ads. I, I've measured it and I've only been able to get to 4 ads in 30 minutes because you cut and you paste, and sometimes you have to change the ads around so that the company isn't saying, oh, you can't use this, you've already used it before. So you have to do that. So you have 30 minutes to post. And generally, I'm trying to make it to 10, but I'm the first one to tell you I haven't made it to 10 yet, but I'm trying to get there. So the most fun I've had with doing my 2 hours a day is getting to do the videos and not having them to be too long. I can do a 30-second video, a 7-second video, and a 1 minute video to get things done. And they work really well on YouTube. You can look for me there. I'll be there doing that. Okay. So if you have any questions about the 2 hour workday, please put it in the comments, and I will get back to you about that because I have lots of experiences with that. The biggest thing that I would suggest that you do is to get a timer, set that timer when the bell rings. Don't stick with it and say, oh, I'll give it a little bit more time. No, get out of it. This is the rest of your day. Okay. So you don't want to be still working and working and working. No, get out there and learn. You have things in the modules that you can learn. Okay. So don't just do that. Okay. Just when the 2 hours are over, make sure you've done your 2 hours and walk away. That's the biggest challenge I think most of us have. Getting those 2 hours done. It's like, please let me know if you can get things done in 2 hours, but try it out first. Just join me, and I'll put I'll hold up my website or put it on after when I do my corrections and all that. I'll put it on so that you can be a part of that and see and join me with this. But if you want to join me, just say 2 hours in the comments of this live. Okay. I'd love to speak with you. I'd love for you to come and be a part of this. Okay. And it is a big pitfall. The big pitfall, like I said, is staying on track with those 2 hours because you could go on and on and on because it gets to be so fun. Or you may get online and want to comment to people, or maybe someone's asked you a question and you've got to answer those back. So the more they say, the more people you have asking questions, the better off you are. And congratulations, because you're growing your your connections. And what I'm saying this about is the digital growth community is just that. It helps you to build a community. It helps you to grow a connection. But you need to be able to talk to the people to see that. And once you have a connection, it's not about people signing up to get money. Let them join in. If they just say ready, that doesn't mean they're ready to spend and buy. They may be just ready to come in and see what you're all about. And that's why I'm doing the lives so that people can come in and see what I'm all about and all that. So I love doing that and all, but the common pitfall is staying on track. So please stay on track. Once you come in and see, I'm doing my 30 days on purpose so that I can keep myself locked in and on track and all that. This process is very important to me because I really do want to leave that legacy in the name of my son for the family. And my family is beginning to grow and change. I have a son who just got married in March, and they're already expecting their first child in January. So I will be a grandmother, and my husband will be a grandfather for the very first time. So we're happy about that. So please leave your questions and all of that so that I can process and put them out there and give you some answers. Okay. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you next Wednesday. I will come on every Wednesday. Okay. Every Wednesday at 11. God bless.